Hello, and welcome to this month's IRQTC Training Tips newsletter. I'm Brian. I want to thank everyone who's written to us over the past month, emailed us with comments and supportive thoughts on our question and answers newsletters, our training tips newsletters, our subscription series, and our e-courses that are going to be coming out very soon as well. I feel so fortunate, honestly fortunate, to be a part of a community of professionals who are dedicated and interested in learning body-mind approaches to use with both themselves and their clients. It really enriches everyone's life when we practice and share these things with each other. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful community. And today's Training Tips newsletter is on pain. We've had a lot of fun stuff going on with pain around here lately, both with our New Health e-courses, our Eliminate Pain e-courses that are starting, and also First Aid for Backs is now available for everyone to share and provide to their clients as well. And both those programs kind of take their key notes from this idea of pain. Now, what is pain? We like to return to the idea again that pain is output. Pain is something that your brain creates based on a variety of experiences and situations. At New Health and the IRQTC, we like to say that if sensory experience plus thoughts plus beliefs plus memories equal threat, then your brain will create an output of pain as a equivalent to all of those things. Now, where do we get such a crazy idea from? Well, if you've never seen this book called Explain Pain by David Butler and Larimer Mosley, it's a wonderful read. I highly recommend it. And one of the things they talk about in the book is that there's only four types of sensors in the periphery. We have mechanical, temperature, chemical, and nociceptive sensors. And people say, those nociceptive sensors, those are the pain sensors, right? And actually they're not according to Butler and Mosley. They call them danger sensors. And nociceptive sensors receive stimulation from a whole bunch of different places, including mechanical, temperature, and chemical. And if there is danger to the tissue, then those nociceptive stimuli will be fired and brought up to the brain for the brain to process accordingly with all the other information that it's utilizing to decide what kind of output it needs to create, what kind of output of experience it needs to create. And what Larimer Mosley and Butler continue to say is that nociception by itself is neither sufficient nor required or nor necessary, is what they say, to have pain. What that means is that your body is always sending nociceptive information into the brain. The brain doesn't always decide it's painful. And also, you could sit and think about something and have a memory or a thought and experience pain in your body if there's no nociceptive being fired from the periphery. So in either case, it's not necessary to produce pain. Pain is a little more complex than just sensory in and pain information coming into the brain. It doesn't really work that way. Now, how can we use this with our rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi methods? Well, if you've ever noticed in yourself or in a client that when they move and they get a sudden experience of acute pain, whether it's a forward bend or a reach, that something like this happens. They have a freeze on the in-breath. So they inhale, freezes, and they get shocked or jolted by that. Now, in contrast to that, you might remember that one of the rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi methods we use is developing long, slow, and continuous exhales. So with cloud hands, it would look like this, and then long exhale, inhale, long exhale. I'm doing this through my mouth just so you can hear it. You could do it through your nose as well. And whatever movement we're doing, we're trying to increase the length of that exhale. So in many cases, we have someone experience acute pain. They get frozen on the inhale, and we tell them to sit down and take a few deep breaths. Now, if they sit down and take a few deep breaths and they try to inhale as those deep breaths may keep getting caught or stuck on that inhalation, leading to more anxiety, more panic, more sympathetic overflow. And by the way, that shortened inhale breath is a reflexive response that goes along with that experience of pain. So once your brain has decided something is painful, a whole bunch of motor cascades happen in the body. It's always sensory in, motor out, right? It's always sensory in, motor out. And so that shortened inhale is simply one of the motor processes that happen as a part of a reflexive response to your brain saying, hey, this is threatening, it's pain, and it sends out this, it basically says pain, and a whole bunch of things happen. If we're stuck in that situation, that inhaling, and we're trying to inhale against that barrier, we actually just create more pain in our bodies. Now, with the rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi method, we might ask that same person to sit down and take some long, slow exhales. Exhale in the opposite direction of that frozen inhale, so the diaphragm has a chance to, again, completely relax and then expand again on the inhale, creating that flow. This way, we're moving farther away from the problem, moving further to ease, another method of the rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi concept. We move further into ease, in this case, deepening that exhale, which will allow the inhale to most naturally increase itself. The other thing we're doing is we're actually starting to break up that pattern of that motor output pattern that of one of those things is that shortened inhale. So that's what we can do in an acute situation, is have that person get their body safe first, get in a safe position. That's going to pacify the nervous system, and then focus on those long, slow exhales to start to repattern the body processes or motor processes, which will inform the brain that, hey, maybe you don't have to decide that something's painful right now. Now, when we actually practice our rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi with people who have had painful patterns in the past, if this is painful for somebody, and this has been painful in the past, so they have a memory of that being painful, and so they may be expecting that that's painful also, and they're already getting frozen up here. Rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi, remember, we automatically long exhale. Empty, 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 slow, smooth, continuous, and then the inhale coming back. Whether it's bending forward, whether it's reaching overhead, whatever painful pattern people have been accustomed to having pain in, a pain experience in, we begin to move into those same varied patterns with either part of the wild horse's mane, or brush knee, or cloud hands, or a gathering, or lymph pump, you name it. We have so many different ones that we can access. And we've got the spine and lower extremity program coming out very soon now. Also, forward bending and reaching for spine pain, but we always now have that exhale correlated with the movement. Now what this is going to do is send different information to the brain. And the brain now may indeed decide that because the information coming is different, that the output doesn't have to be painful after all. We start to just kind of repattern what we want in terms of output. So that's just an idea that we can use and a reason why we want to access that long, slow, continuous exhale, either in acute situations and what we can do with rehabilitative situations moving forward as well. So hope that you've enjoyed today's training, and I look forward to hearing from you again soon and becoming more involved with what we're doing at the RQTC. Really appreciate everyone's everyone's engagement. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully at a training or hearing from you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.